effort to share his experience and knowing, took an extreme step for a stranger to open up this spiritual possibility within her. This special offering is a tribute to all the great masters who have dedicated their lives for people to experience divinity within and in everything and everyone around them. This vibrant tribute is interspersed with music, dance, and powerful narration by Sadhguru. On this very special occasion of Sadhguru's Enlightenment Day, we present to you Alakh Niranjan.
In this region, there was a yogi who committed to one aspect of Shiva, which was called Alakh Niranjan. Alakh means that which is not perceivable, that we cannot see, hear, smell, taste. Niranjan means that which is colorless. That which is colorless, you can anyway not see, hear, smell, taste. It is not perceivable and it's colorless.
Alakh Niranjan khil khil gunjan bhava bhaya bhajan bhairagi dhada dhada padanu twara dinadanu bhikshayu yandanu Chandana charchita basmotvarchita bhandura sundara sannyasi Alakh Niranjan khil khil gunjan bhava bhaya bhajan bhairagi.
He went from home to home because this was the nature of spiritual people and the culture and the civilization. So when a sannyasi or a mendicant came in front of the house, nobody said no. Whatever they could give, always it was given. And they never asked for anything more than what they need for that day's nourishment. They didn't take money, they took only food. So he was going from home to home, Alakh Niranjan, Alakh Niranjan. One day, he came and stood in front of a wealthy home and said, Alakh Niranjan. The lady of the house doesn't want to come out by herself. She sent the maid in the house to give him some grain so that he can eat. But she stood behind the door and looked at him. He was a young sadhu with big bright eyes, and she was drawn to him.
Yadachal yanditu mahijhum yanditu sanyama pashav sadilittu kankala mangala kantiya shantiya kadalina odalali sidilittu nachike nalleya galla gulabige mellane kullanu kottittu Alakh Niranjan khil khil gunjan bhava bhaya bhajan bhairagi.
Next day when he came and said Alakh Niranjan, she herself came to give the alms. And she looked at his eyes and she fell into them. Then she went inside the house and felt ashamed. She's a married woman, and what am I doing? But his eyes occupied her completely. Next day when he came with the alms, she ran to the door. She looked at the eyes, she gave him the alms and said, I am completely taken by your eyes. I can fall into them and disappear. Actually, I have already. He said, Alakh Niranjan, and left.
ಹೇ ಅಲಕ್ ನಿರಂಜನ ಅಲಕ್ ನಿರಂಜನ ಕಂಚಿನ ಕಂಠವು ಮೊಳಗಿತ್ತು ಹೆಣ್ಣಿನ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಹಬ್ಬವ ಹಬ್ಬಿಸಿ ಮೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಮೂರುತಿ ಬೆಳಗಿತ್ತು ಶಪಥವು ಮರೆಯಿತು ಕುಪಥವು ತೆರೆಯಿತು ಕರೆಯಿತು ಕಿಂಕಿಣಿ ಝಂಕಾರ ಕರಣವ ಎಲೆಯಿತು ಹರಣವ ಸೆಳೆಯಿತು ಓಂಕರಿಸುವ ಸ್ಮರ ಟಂಕಾರ ನಿಲ್ಲರ ಮೇಲುದ ಮೆಲ್ಲನೆ ತೀಡುತ್ತ ಸರಿದಳು ಪ್ರಣಯದ ರಂಗೇರಿ ನಿಲ್ಲೆಲೆ ಜೋಗಿಯೇ ನಿನ್ನಯ ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂತಹ ಕಾಂತಿಯು ಕುಣಿಯುತ್ತಿದೆ ನಿಲ್ಲೆಲೆ ಜೋಗಿಯೇ ನಿನ್ನಯ ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂತಹ ಕಾಂತಿಯು ಕುಣಿಯುತ್ತಿದೆ ತೇಜ ಪೂಜದ ಕಾಂತಿ ವಿಲಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ರವಿ ಶಶಿ ನೈದಿಲೆ ಮಣಿಯುತ್ತಿವೆ.
Next day he came again. He said, Alakh Niranjan. She came to the door. So he had a plate and he said, yesterday you said, you love my eyes. Here I have brought them. He had plucked his eyeballs out. And placed it in her hands and said, Alakh Niranjan, and walked away. He is willing to become blind so that her inner eyes open up. These are the yogis and mystics of the world.
Alakh Niranjana, Alakh Niranjana, Marudina bandanu ajogi. Kina bhagilu gakkane tereyitu, mutere sereyitu marayalli. ತಾಯಿಯೇ ತೆಗೆದುಕೋ ಎನ್ನುತ್ತ ಜೋಗಿಯು ನೀರೆಗೆ ತಾಳಿಯ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ ತಾಳಿಯ ತಳ ತಳ ಹೊಳೆಯುವ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಾಲೆರಡನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ ತಾಯಿಯೇ ನಿನ್ನಯ ದಿನ ನೀನೆನ್ನಯ ಕಣ್ಣಿನ ಬಣ್ಣನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ ಕರತಿಯ ಗೋರಿಯ ಕಟ್ಟಿದ ತೊಗಲಿನ ಆ ಕಣ್ಕಿತ್ತಿದೋ ತಂದೆಯೇ ಅಲಕ್ ನಿರಂಜನ ಅಲಕ್ ನಿರಂಜನ ನಡೆದನು ನಿರ್ವ್ಯಥೆ ಆ ಜೋಗಿ ಹೊಗಳಿನ ಕಣ್ಬಲಿ ಇಂದಲಿ ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಒಳಗಂತರಯಿಸಿ ಕುರುಡಾಗಿ ತಾಯಿಯೇ ನಿನ್ನಯ ದಿನ ನೀನೆನ್ನಯ ಕಣ್ಣಿನ ಬಣ್ಣನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ ಕರತಿಯ ಗೋರಿಯ ಕಟ್ಟಿದ ತೊಗಲಿನ ಆ ಕಣ್ಕಿತ್ತಿದೋ ತಂದೆಯೇನು ಅಲಕ್ ನಿರಂಜನ ಅಲಕ್ ನಿರಂಜನ
I want you to understand, we are this sort of people who throw away our lives for small things. Profound passion towards everything and absolute dispassion towards oneself. This is the nature of one who has seen the world beyond color, beyond taste, beyond perception of the senses.
Alakh Niranjan.
குருவே என்ன கண்ட பரிபூரணமே ஜோதிமயமாகி நின்ற தூயமணி சத்குருவே முத்துமணி ரத்தினமே மோனமுத்த நாயகமே சித்தமதில் நின்றிலகும் தேவே என் சத்குருவே நல்லார்க்கும் பொல்லார்க்கும் நடு நின்ற ஞானிகட்கும் வல்லார்க்கும் வரமளித்த வாழ்வே என் சத்குருவே கண்ணே கருத்தே கருத்திலுறும் நற்கனியே விண்ணே ஒளியில் நின்ற விழைவே என் சத்குருவே தேவர் முதற் காணாத திருநடந்தந்தாண்டு கொண்டு தேவாமிருதம் ஈண்ட சின்மயமாம் சத்குருவே அண்ட பிண்டமாகி நின்ற முத பசுந்தேனே கண்ட மனம் கோணாமல் கதி தருவாய் சத்குருவே குருவே என்ற கண்ட பரிபூரணமே ஜோதிமயமாகி நின்ற தூயமணி சத்குருவே
Shivanage bandhano Yogeshwara Shivanage bandhano Bhuteshwara Shivanage bandhano Lingeshwara Shivanage bandhano Jagadishwara bandhano Madheva Bahurupiya Kandano Kandhano Vijiviya Kandhano Kandhano Vijiviya Yanjiva Veundhano Shivarupiya Tandano Tandano Gnanamrita Tandano Tandano Gnanamrita Tandano Tandano Gnanamrita. Namaskaram. I'm sorry I made it. No, I was saying it to only those people who thought I won't make it, so… Sorry. Many gurus who are controversial in their lifetime became great gurus after they left physically. I thought I will also try. So, isn't it? When they were alive, people were cooking up various controversies. Once they're gone, they all became great gurus. I thought, time for me also to achieve some greatness. Okay. Wonderful to be here with all of you on this day. what is all this hype about enlightenment? Because there is no visible signs, there are no horns growing, there is no feathers coming up like a peacock, nothing happening. But what is this glorification of this? Throughout human history, a question will always come up. That's why I thought I'll become great, but
You're already great.
so, what is this about? Let's understand certain aspects of life process that we have either taken for granted or overly romanticized. One thing is birth. Birth happens, it's not really your choice. Maybe somebody's choice or somebody's mistake. You know about that Berkeley complaint? Don't know? No? I shouldn't start the day like this with this kind of stuff.
It's okay, you deserve it.
So, two salesmen got into the tube or the local train in UK. The train was going from London to Berkeley. They looked at each other, both had similar bags, and one had an infant baby with him also. So when they looked at each other, they knew that they're salesmen. Just the mannerisms and the bag. So, the one with the infant asked the other guy, "What do you sell?" He said, "I sell helical gears. I'm going to Berkeley." Then the other guy asked him, "What do you sell?" He said, "I sell condoms." "Oh, really? And you're going on your work trip with an infant in your hand? Your son?" He said, "No, no, this is not my son, this is a complaint from Berkeley." So, you have no much role in your birth. We don't know. Maybe it happened out of love, maybe it happened out of lust, maybe it was just a mistake, maybe it was an accident. Hello? Whatever it is, because that's not your concern, that's somebody else's concern. So you're born. We've been saying this forever and we've been ridiculed heavily for this, particularly me. When I said many years ago that as a mother shares her body with the child also shares its body with the mother. Oh, what ridicule by all those textbook and WhatsApp scientists all over. Ridiculous, nonsense, does he know anything, this, that. Today, many studies are showing that the child starts sharing its own cells with the mother and these cells go and settle in various parts of the mother's body, including various vital organs. This is child's way of trapping the mother, that after birth, she shouldn't throw it away and go somewhere. If she does this, here everything must pull. Every organ in the body pulls. So this is child's trap. See, do not underestimate this unborn. These unborn guys are not ordinary guys. They are very powerful. They may even decide who will become the president of United States or not. They're that powerful. So, because these child cells are working in the mother's body at various levels, even it's the most troublesome whatever, she can't throw it away because it's not her child, it's her. This wears off as time passes, which you can see. For a female, by the time they're 18, almost everything is gone, if it's a girl child. For a male, it's 21 years. By then, everything is gone. The physiological connect is over by then. If you remember some video I've spoken way back, it got a rain of abuse for me. But today, various studies are clearly showing this is what happens. And they're also saying it fades away as you become an adult. But we have fixed a time. For a female child, it is 18, for a male child, it's 21. This is why when people come and say, Sadhguru, can you bless my child? I ask, how old? If they say they're 18, 20, I said, let them come for the blessing. If they are 10, 12, we'll bless them. Because this is the way life is made. This is not something that you cook up in your head. So, in a way, physiologically, do not misunderstand me. There are various other aspects to life. Physiologically, you are a parasitic life till you come to a certain point. And another parasite is just waiting for you maybe. So physiologically, this is how it's made, nothing wrong when I use the word parasite. It's not that it's something negative, but this is the way life is. You can't separate from this, from that. What you think is this is that, what you think is that is this. But we make our choices. Which one we like, which one we don't like, which one is ours, which one is not ours. We make these choices as we go by, depending upon a variety of influences upon our life. So, of course, beyond that there are genetics which lives through your life. This is actually cellular connect which fades away as you become an adult. The genetic part stays till your last breath. So in other words, you are just extension of generations and generations of people. And there is no real sense of individual existence, though you strive, though you struggle. Whenever you try to become too much of an individual, you suffer in so many ways. If you don't, they will make sure you do. Hello? They do, isn't it? So this goes into various ways that life wants to… When I say life, I'm talking about human life, others is a different aspect. Life wants to survive in a cluster. But somewhere deep inside, a certain level of intelligence has blossomed that it wants to be an individual. Whichever way you try, if you examine anything and everything that you say and do and whatever else you think and emote, it is connected to something that you gathered from somebody. Maybe parentage, maybe siblings, maybe education, maybe this, that, many things. So there is no sense of real individual, that's when you start doing freaky things that nobody has done till now. Nobody got pink hair. It didn't happen. So you paint yourself pink. Have you seen, once you have hair like that, you can't do like this. Because the qualities of the bird enters you. I'm not here to comment about somebody's hairstyle. All I'm saying is, you want to do something which makes you feel like an individual. Cut this, cut that, pierce this, do that, do whatever. Some people do it to their body, some people do it to their mind, some people in their behavior, some people in their emotions, variety of things. But these are all futile efforts to become an individual. If you have to become an individual, the root word for individual is that you are not further divisible, that is, you're indivisible. Right now, if you take a scalpel and see, I can pick out your mother, I can pick out your father, I can pick out your teacher, I can pick out your husband, wife, this, that, there are so many people out there, it's a crowd. Yes or no? If you're not a crowd, they won't let you back into the house today. You become too much of an individual. That's why yogis go to the mountains, because too much of individual. Individual does not mean that you become an individual by sticking out. Because to stick out, you still need a base. It is only when you become absolutely inclusive, you become an individual, because it's not further divisible. There are no two, there's only one. When I say there's only one, it means in everything, it's you. It's the most egoistic, hyper-egoistic state to exist. Because in everything you see yourself. No problem, man, woman, child, dog, animal, whatever. You see only yourself, hyper-egoistic or not. You're saying yes? Okay. Oh. So, because of this lack of sense of being one or oneself, somewhere, whether you're conscious or unconscious, it plays with you. So you have to pretend like you know many things. You have to gather a lot of knowledge. You have to every day be on TikTok to find out what is the latest TikTok happening in the world. Hello? You should know all this, otherwise among your friends, your family, you're a nobody if you're not looking at Instagram, TikTok, this, that, and you're up to date. Yes or no? Up to date with all kinds of things, not the world news, all kinds of things. Because otherwise you can't be part of the crowd. You will be left out. You should see people come here, you ask them to be silent, how much struggle. Without looking at the phone, Sadhguru, no phone also. My phone is on silent, can I use it? Because you want to be a part of the crowd, otherwise you will feel lost. At the same time, you want to be an individual because otherwise you will feel somehow worthless. So this is the struggle within the human being. Most people may not be conscious, but it's happening. within the family, in the office, on the street, it's happening. You want to be part of it, but you want to be above it. Now, for this, you have to do many things, not one or two things. The whole circus of life is just this. You want to be the crowd, at the same time, you want to be above the crowd. Just see how many things you're doing. Just see how many things you're doing for this purpose. So this, you can call it whatever you want because I have no stigma. I have not attached any stigma to any words. We can say this is a kind of a parasitic existence. Nothing wrong. I'm not saying this in a negative, you're a parasite. Everybody is at one point. Slowly we try to grow out of it. At the most, you may become financially independent. That's about it for most people. They became financially independent means they think they're not a parasitic life. No. In every way, life is made like this. To transcend that, it takes a lot. When I say it takes a lot, is it hard work? No, no. It's hard looking at everything with an intensity that you cannot imagine. Then slowly, everything that covers it burns down and then you see things as they are. This doesn't mean you know everything. This happened. An American tourist went to Greece. There the tourist guide took them to a crater, a big crater that is there in Greece. The American tourist looked down at the crater and said, "Oh my God, it looks like hell." The tourist guide said, "You Americans have been everywhere." So, you don't have to know everything. It's just that if you understand the way you know life right now is not everything. There is a maya attached to it. There is a certain illusory aspect to it. If you start looking at this and melting down all the maya or the illusions, for example, right now what your eyes see, it looks at different things and different people in different ways. It doesn't look at it the same way. So if you understand that this is not the eyes showing you that way, this is not the reality, this is the mind making up certain things. If you just understand this much, oh, I like this person, I don't like this person, I hate this person, I can't stand that person, it's all because of what's happening in my mind, not the way they are right now. Hello? Yes. No, Sadhguru, they're like that only. It's my mind making up all this. If you just start seeing this, no matter, look at somebody and suddenly thunderbolt, love at first sight. And then I know I am doing this. I look at somebody and I hate them, and I know I am doing this. Like this. Remove the maya, thinking it's real. No, it's not real, you making it up. It's your drama going on. Misdirected drama, of course, but it's drama. So if you start removing layers of ignorance like this, ignorance and illusion are not two different things. Maya, to be in maya and to be a murkha are not two different things. If you are dazzled by illusions, then you will become a fool. Hello? Slowly you will be destroyed as a life. When I say destroyed as a life, oh, will I die? No, that would be a fortune. Yes, because life is the punishment, not death. Hello? When you're alive, they give you a death sentence, that's a punishment. Once you're dead, no punishment, nobody can punish you anymore. Of course, religious people will tell you, there also we will come and punish you. It's all right, but they also have to come there, so it's okay. So it's life which can punish you in so many different ways. What is punishment is, like I've told this to you 1,000 times. If you just look back and see, when you were a child, you didn't need music, hello? You're just walking, that was music. Didn't it happen when you were walking, you jumped? Huh? But now, this is punishment. This is destruction of life. Slowly the experience of life, if not very painful, at least has become burdensome. Burdensomeness is punishment, isn't it? If you want to punish somebody, put 25 kilogram weight on their head and just walk with me. Punishment or no? So, life becomes burdensome because you don't see it the way it is. If life has to burst forth in a million times over from what you were as a child. At the age of 5, how exuberant you were, if internally you have to be thousands of times more than that, then you have to strip down all the illusion, because illusion and ignorance are not two different things, they are the same thing. Illusion or ignorance is a consequence of illusory nature of your perception. So, what should I do, Sadhguru? What should I do? Is there a tablet? No, I'm saying we are moving from mantra. Some time ago, 2-3 decades ago, they would ask, Sadhguru, is there a secret mantra? Now they're asking, is there a tablet, Sadhguru? I was just a few days ago, I was in San Francisco, lot of them have tried it. Oh, it's a tragedy what human beings can do to themselves, absolute tragedy. In the heart of the city, not somewhere in some slum. Well, this has happened because these are all seekers, enlightenment seekers, but lazy, not willing to do anything for that. They want a tablet. When we announced the program Ecstasy of Enlightenment, Lord Sadhguru So one simple thing, the simplest thing that one can do is just become still. Initially physically, then slowly on all levels. Because all illusion, all maya is happening because of the kind of fluctuations that are happening within you, physiologically, chemically, mentally, energy-wise, reverb. If you just simply become still, it may take some time, physically becoming still itself, you must try and see. You know, those of you who are doing shunya meditation, you sit like this. Everywhere, insects will bite you. Non-existent, of course, but they do bite. So, this whole process, we can make it so elaborate like the yogic sciences, endless systems as to how you can work from your little finger to everything. How can we work everything in that direction? There is a whole science like that. Sciences and processes are important. When there is no any kind of alchemy, then you have to go through the whole process. But that's not the way you should do things. When there is a guru around you, when there is a Sadhguru around you, you should just work on your intensity, rest can be done. When I say intensity, intensity of life comes if you don't scatter yourself too much. If you're too scattered, nobody has enough energy to do that in the beginning. Maybe someday you can be involved in every gossip on the planet and still be very intense, but not right now. This happened in a neighborhood. I won't name the city, okay? So, the wife came home and the husband was reading his newspaper. These men are always interested in news, what? Always news, news, news. So she brought her own news. You know what is happening? These Bronsons, you know, our neighbors, the whole neighborhood is talking about them. And some are on his side, some are on her side. Everybody is involved in this. It is like this, like that, she went on. Then the husband pulled down the newspaper and said, there may be some eccentrics like me who are minding their own business. So enlightenment means to start with, the most important thing is you mind your own business. And you start looking what is your business. Because most of your business is of the crowd. Slowly, what is the business of this life? What does this life want? If you're part of the society, you want to buy a car, you want to buy a home, you want to buy better clothes than somebody else, endlessly it goes on. But if this life was here, simply, what is its business? You start looking at that. This is only possible if you bring some stillness into you. When you are on, you don't see these things because when you're on, every illusion looks 100% real. Absolute reality, it looks like that. So, taking time off a little bit. Why do you think we're building all this? You think I'm going to live here for 200 years for this… to build this 20,000 acres? It's for you, to make use of this space. To find a place where there is necessary support, energetic support and also social support where everybody leaves you alone to do what you want. Slowly work upon yourself. Why should I do all this? Well, because if you do not realize the nature, the potential and the magnitude of life, what it is, you just lived as a body, eating, sleeping, bathroom, reproduction, out. Nothing wrong with those things, but they must happen on the side. They should not become the main piece of your life. And those things were the main piece of your life when you were at a certain evolutionary scale. Now you come to a place where you have the necessary awareness and intelligence to look beyond those things. If you don't do that, nothing is lost, only life. I thought that's all you have, but you may have something more that I don't know. If that's all you have, you must tend to it. If you think you have something more, you must understand you're not at a life, you're a marketplace. You have many things to sell, many things to buy. For our use, we get many things, that's a different matter. But they should not either enhance us or diminish us. If I have something, it should not enhance me. If I don't have something, it should not diminish me. If I need it for use, it's all right, whatever it is. The question is not about to have something, have somebody or not. The question is about, is that what is determining the nature of your existence? That is a question. If that question is properly addressed, then enlightenment is just a question of intensity. If you maintain intensity, if you come to a certain level of intensity, we'll crack the egg for you. That's not very difficult. But when it's not intense, if you try to crack it, then it'll go waste. So, now that I'm here once again give me the privilege of cracking the maximum number of eggs. You must hatch sometime, hello? Can't remain in the egg forever. You must hatch. That's when life happens. What's happening in terms of survival processes is a preparation for life. If you handle your survival well, then naturally you look beyond. But most people's idea of beyond is something more of what they already have. If they have this much money, more money. If you have 1,000,000, you want 1,000,000,000. If you have 1,000,000,000, these days they're talking about trillion also for individual people. This is not something different. This is lack of imagination. Because this much money made some difference in my life, now I think a mountain of it will make a lot of difference. No. You must do one thing, Tomorrow when you go to work, you must do something. I'm sure you have many pairs of clothes, all of us have these days. Wear 3 pairs of clothes, one on top of the other, 3 pairs of shoes, 3 hats, if you have wearing a hat. Go to work. Because if you wear one at a time, the number of things that you have, when will you ever get to wear it? Hello? 3, just 3 only, okay? Because in Isha we do everything 3, you know. 3 pairs of clothes, 3 pairs of shoes, 3 pairs of everything, you wear and go. In the office, they'll look at you. Whatever the illusions they have had about you, just goes away. But instead of these things being on a hanger forever, is it not better you wear it? Hello? So I want you to understand, psychologically this is what is happening. Not 3, you are wearing 300 at a time. Because of that, no matter what is happening, only confusion, only burdensomeness. For most of you, everything that you wished for have happened and more, but can't simply sit here. The joy and the beauty of simply being able to sit here without desiring for anything. without wishing for anything, without angst, without anxiety, without anger, even without love, simply. Very important. This is what it means to say human being. You have to earn the second part of your life, otherwise you will become a human creature. If it's all about survival, eating, sleeping, reproduction, this, that, it's human creature, isn't it? If you want to become a human being, if you sit here, you don't need anything. Physiologically, we have been parasitic life, but as a being, we are not in any way leaning on anything. If you sit here, you sit here, absolutely. Can I torture you with a little poem? It's called Stillness. The movement of life, of body, mind and energy, we all become individuals of separate entity and existence. All life, not just human, finds separateness only in movement. I'll read that again. In movement of life, of body, mind and energy, we all become individuals of separate entity and existence. All life, not just human, finds separateness only in movement. But in stillness there is oneness. But in stillness there is oneness. The stillness, the core, the movement, just the surface. Joyful expression of the surface is joyful only when rooted in the stillness of the core life. Will we become still only with death, or know the beauty of stillness of the core life when alive? So, I know some of you, many of you, I'm sorry, are doing your practices regularly, others weekends, of course. Or maybe only weekends you're skipping. There are people who do 5 days and skip on weekends. There are some who do it only on the weekends. Some, of course, are more aligned with the planetary systems and they do it on full moon and new moon. Others just did on 1st January as a part of the resolution. It's all right. These are all the practices, irrespective of what you're doing as yoga, on one aspect is to bring stillness into you. If you sit here, sitting here is good enough. Nothing need to happen. Sitting here is good enough. Because as long as you're driven by desires, you must understand, desire does not take you towards your destiny. Desire is a way of entangling yourself. If you're conscious and you throw the desire like a yo-yo, play with it and leave it, no problem. But if desire drives you, it is not driving you towards your destiny, but towards a disaster. When I say disaster, will something terrible happen? What can be more terrible than you never realize what your life is about? Oh. Okay. The greatest disaster in life is, without tasting the basic nature of your life, you went away. You know you're all going? Hello? Yes. So, without even tasting life, Just licking the peel, you went away. In my opinion, it's a great disaster. You think a disaster means your house should burn, something should happen, you must crash your car, something else terrible should happen. No. Nothing happened to you, that's a disaster. Hello? That nothing that is life happened to you, only this is a disaster. So desire is that which drives you in that direction, because desire is a distraction. It'll keep you busy. You throw on desire, I want to build a house. It'll keep you busy for next 5 years. You got it. Then I must pay up the loan. Keeps you busy for 35 years. I want to get married. It kept you busy for 1 or 2 years. You got married. Then… I'm not saying anything negative about marriage, it's about the way you're handling it. Then you become a householder. Arey, why are you holding the house? If you're holding your husband and wife, it's okay with me. You're holding the house? You live in the house because human body is made like this, it needs some protection and temperature control, huh? You can't just lie down here. You need a building. But why are you a householder? Oh. You know, in the office there are paper holders and file holders. You're a householder. Oh, that's a terrible thing to become. That is the greatest disaster that can happen to anybody, that you are a householder. You're living in a house, wonderful. But you're a householder, that's a terrible thing. Like this, desire leads you to disaster because it diverts you from what really matters for this life. It keeps you on the surface, never allowing you to bite into the fruit, just licking the peel all the time. And as long as you don't eat the fruit, the desire will be on. This is the best thing about it. You know these dog races, have you seen? I think in United States there are dog races. So there is a big bone being dragged in the front. If the bone gets to the dog won't race. Desire is just like this, always. If you get it, over. Have you seen so many desires have been fulfilled? The moment it's fulfilled, it's no good. Yes or no? Only when it's unfulfilled, it's a tremendous thing. Once it's fulfilled, it's no good. So, if I tell you become desireless, that would be a negative statement. Somebody else said that and he's been misinterpreted in 1,000 different ways. So I won't make that mistake. Just sit here, simply. No, but Sadhguru, my mind, it's all right. My mind is thinking, Sadhguru, too many thoughts. Arey, you never told me, Sadhguru, when I meditate, my liver is working, Sadhguru, what to do? My kidney is also working, Sadhguru. You never complained. Hello? You never complained, Sadhguru, when I'm meditating, my heart is beating, what to do, how to stop it? No, only your brain you want to stop. Well, that's because you're overly identified with the activity of the brain, overly. You're not so identified with the liver unless it troubles you. Yes or no? You don't even know where your kidney is till it gives you trouble. And if you say, doctor says, let me feel your kidney, you'll say this. Then he says, okay. Because you don't even know where it is. But you're too identified with the activity of the brain, and this activity runs. You throw a stone there, run up to it. You throw a stone there, run up to it. It is this kind of game. This happened. One day Shankaran Pillai bought a very expensive watch. Right? He bought a very, very expensive watch and took it to a doctor's office and then gifted it to the doctor. Doctor, this is a gift for you. The doctor was surprised, why such an expensive gift? What for? No, you treated my uncle, Mr. Dobson, and I'm very, very grateful to you, so this gift. Then the doctor was taken aback, but Mr. Dobson died. Yes, doctor, that's why. I inherited his whole property. So, this is the nature of the desire. Once you put it out there, you can't control it, it just goes all over. You have to become conscious. If your desires are conscious to fulfill certain things for yourself and people around you, perfectly fine. But you must know your thought, your emotion, your desiring, everything comes from you, not the other way around. You are not shaped because of your thoughts and emotions. You are not shaped because of your desires and goals that you have set. All these have been set by you. If this much comes, you will tend to become still. If you become very still in every way, then easy to crack the egg. When is the hatching, tell me? Now, then I'll end up with so many chicks. I heard there's a pile of questions that people have held back for the last few months, so please.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. This is the most popular question, both online and in person. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How have you been? They want to know everything.
What about the popularity of the question? What's that?
This is the most popular question, both online and in person.
Oh,
They want to know everything about how you have been over the last few months.
oh. The result seems to be good. Well, I made myself like… physically it's been painful, but I made myself like this that nothing really puts me down that way. So all that's happened is, in the last few months, because of certain things that happened and certain things that I said and did, whatever at that time, a whole hospital full of people, doctors, nurses, staff, everybody have become huge followers. And well, physically it's been tough, of course, but I didn't make it tough for myself, though. There are moments where people thought, the doctors thought they lost me, but here I am. Not easy to kill me. Well, a few reckless things we did, of course, nobody to blame. But we've always been doing this. This became too much of a public spectacle. Always I've been doing such things, throwing my life out here and there and risking it. This time, unfortunately, it became too much of a public spectacle where just about everybody knows. which is embarrassing, of course. And let me tell you the good part of it. Probably continuously for 4 or 5 months, I'm eating on time. It never happened to me since I was probably 18, 20 years of age. Since then, I've been a hungry cat always, because I don't plan my day around the food. I know a lot of people, when they're having breakfast, they plan their lunch, when they're having lunch, they have planned their dinner. But I don't plan my life around where is food, I'm just doing what I want to do. So sometimes food comes, sometimes it doesn't come, though in the last few years, people strive to make sure that I have something. When those people who are not there earlier, it did not come, but it never mattered, but I saw it's quite nice to eat on time. Every day. Oh, it's not happened to me at a stretch like this for a very, very long time, 40 years plus. What 40? More than that, nearly 50 years. So another thing, because of certain medication and stuff, which is all off now, they made me a bit drowsy, and when I asked some of the experts, what's the best thing to do? Now that they opened up a window in my head, I don't know how much of brain they've taken off, you should tell me how much is gone. So, when we asked them, they said, Sadhguru, there's only one treatment, sleep, sleep and sleep. So, morning I woke up, walked, ate something, slept. Again woke up, walked, ate something, slept. Again evening walked, ate something, walked and slept. Ideal life. Well, there were a couple of books to work upon and I've been looking at that. But otherwise, many people around me, both here and in India, are putting their lives to make sure everything happens, right? And people like me when I'm little helpless, you know. Right from my daughter to everybody, no, this is the way you do it, you must sleep now. But what, when did you become the boss? So, and rest of the things that are happening in the foundation, I see the better happening better without me. So it's good. And it's just little went out of control, otherwise I would have been here on 17th of March and I was keeping a month free so that I fix myself without any surgery or anything. But it got little delayed, too many, one more thing, it went out of control. So, they say, the English say, all is well that ends well or something like that. So, here we are. I didn't know it was such a popular question. Very close, almost crossed. But, of course, in terms of the foundation, in terms of various things that we are doing, it would have been a hit in case I went over. As far as I am concerned and the core part of my work is concerned, no difference. Here also I am in Shiva's lap, there also I am in Shiva's lap. Here also I do the same thing, there also I do the same thing. So in that context, there is no difference. Spiritually, there wouldn't be difference either for me or for you. But other things, the golf course, they may not shape it well. I'm concerned about that.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru.
Why you?
I'm
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Sadhguru, you have given us this incredible space. It's so wonderful in this glorious evening for thousands of us to come here and really immerse ourselves here. And given your vision for the yogic city, which seems to us that it's a unique opportunity here in North America, would you spend more time here with us? I also have another question.
Oh, one, we'll answer one. What is the other question? Okay.
So, as a regular person with family
What
and
do you
work,
mean, regular person? You're referring to me as irregular or… What is a regular person? Regular bullshit, is it?
yes, something like that, Sadhguru.
Okay, please tell us.
So, as a regular person with family and work, how can I make use of the yogic city, this vision that you're creating, and how can we support and be a part of this vision?
Oh, essentially, when we envision this only for regular human beings. We were not thinking of opening a mental asylum for those who gone a little irregular. We were thinking only of regular people. I'm glad you're a regular one. If your idea of being regular is that you're mortgaged to a bank or an insurance company or something else, well, that's not my idea of being regular. If you think regular means you have 35 years house loan, 10-year car loan, 15-year student loan, and still it's going on after 40 years, you're not regular, you have no sense of life. You're planning your life, like you're here for 1,000 years. Are you 1,000-year lifespan girl? Huh? That girl is 1,000 years? No. But you're planning your life like you're going to be here for 1,000 years. Effective life, I'm saying. If you live very healthy and well, effective life is 75, 80 years of age. After that, you rocking chairs. That's the greatest excitement you can have. So, in 80 years, 20 years went in preparation, education, growth, physical body, mental body, everything, all that over. So essentially, for approximately 50 years that you live, for 50 years, you have a 45-year mortgage. You are not regular. You're not a regular person. You got something irregular has happened in your head. What do you think? So, change that description of yourself. If you have that kind of arrangement in life, you say, for an irregular person like me, who lives here for approximately 50, 55 years of adult life, in that I have a plan of loans for 50, 60 years, you must start the question like that. I'm an irregular person. I'm not regular. Hello? Yes or no? Yes. If you're regular, you'll plan according to the time and energy that you have, isn't it? Anyway, about the yogic city. Already I have a reputation, don't ask him a question, he will destroy you. No, I am only destroying the question, not you. I don't intend to destroy you, but you ask a stupid question and it must be destroyed. But normally you used to, if you ask a stupid question, "Mo, come baby, no, no, no." We'll give you a hug and everything will be okay with you. So, hey, what are this? You reaching for the sky? No, no, okay. Usually to touch the sky you need something more than two hands. So, what is this about? Why we procured a land in such a, in general terms, a remote place? Just imagine, if we had 10, 20 acres around Atlanta or even Nashville or any other city for that matter, by now it would have been immense, you know. Why this hardship of procuring a remote, wild land somewhere like this, and all these nutcases over here as full-time volunteers who are working their lives out for last 15, 16 years to make it look like what it is today. Many of them very young people, wearing their lives out to see that it happens. Similarly, it's been done in India. Many of them came when they were 18, 19, today they're in their 50s. And they're still running around the same way, still doing things, but they've created a place which has become a destination in the country today, in India, and in many ways to the world. Well, why this dedication, why this effort to create this? Is this about real estate? I'm not interested in real estate. I've said this many, many times. My real estate is in the minds and hearts of people, not in buildings and land. This land, buildings, this physical real estate is a big nuisance. How many things to manage on a daily basis, you know? You just have one apartment or one home or whatever you have. How many things to manage? Yes or no? When you have 20,000 acres and so many things coming up, how many things to manage on a daily basis? And above all, I want you to understand, both in India and here, we are doing this without political power and without any great financial resource. Never use political power, because with that comes various things and I can't take it. After I go, maybe they'll bring the politicians in, I don't know. Because without them, everything is hardship. Without political power, everything is hardship. Though we know everybody in India, we don't bring them in. We don't bring them on stage to do something. We don't honor them with this and that. We don't allow them to dictate things to us. Both political people and the rich and famous of the society, because of that, everything becomes doubly hard. Essentially because of me, it becomes hard on everybody. But it is because of that we've maintained a strain of spiritual process which is unaffected by any social things that are happening around us. And this is very important. For today, for tomorrow, for future, this is very important. There is a clean spiritual process which is unaffected by political forces, social forces, financial forces around us, because they will always creep in. We have taken a lot of care to keep them away. Once you keep them away, you don't have key support. Without that, to do this is real slavery. So all the volunteers, both in India and here, full-time, part-time, all sorts, have done a lot to make these places available. And then comes consecrations and make the powerful energy spaces, which takes a lot of life. All this, why? See, a space like this, like for example, I'm just taking an extreme example. When the pandemic struck in 2020, well, people… once it's over, people can say, oh, nothing happened to me, it was all a fake thing, it was just a news media. But well, nearly 12 to 14 million people died, that's not media. We have seen hundreds and hundreds of bodies burning on a daily basis in India, in the cremation grounds. That is not media, all right? No, but the virus is fake, I don't know, maybe a damn fake virus killed everybody. But it killed, yes or no? Whether it's fake, real, somebody manufactured it fell from the sky or grows from the earth, I don't care how. But people died and people suffered immensely. I don't know if you have seen somebody who is under the COVID attack. It's horrible, it's not an easy death. It's not simply dying like heart attack or something. It's a terrible death, we have seen that. Anybody who says all this was fake, well, I'm glad and you're fortunate that you're alive, it didn't happen to you. We're happy about that, but don't be so, insensitive for all the people who died and all the people who lost those who were dear to them. Who did it, what, that is all political stuff. But as a human being, you saw people falling dead like insects all around you. Happened or no? So somebody is pulling out statistics and saying, no, every year that many people died. This year they just made it up, it's COVID. What are you talking? So you can always create these kind of images, but when that happened, you must understand, both in the Isha Yoga Center in India and here there was not so much activity, we contained everything because it was not such a large group and there was nothing much to do in the local society, but there we were engaged in a big way. Every day we served meals for over 16,000 people, every day. And our volunteers had to go out, brahmacharis and volunteers had to go out, procure food, serve food, cook food, serve food, all this. A whole lot of effort. But in all this, we didn't have a single fatality. Neither here nor there. Why is this important? Because I don't know on what basis, I have no understanding of this, but some scientists are predicting by 2027 there will be another pandemic which may take 8 to 12% of the population. I don't know. On what basis they make this prediction? Maybe it's a plan. So, whichever way it is, the question is not how it happens, where it happens. And it is not even a question whether it happens or not, but to create spaces which are physically, mentally healthy for people is most important. But the purpose of this is not just physical mental health. The purpose of this is because we've been talking about eggs, let's say it's a kind of an incubator where things will hatch fast. Especially if you have children, they must grow up here, I'm telling you. Now, what is it? What are we going to create? One simple thing. I'm just taking something that you can see. Today if you go around in the neighborhood, or in Nashville, or in Atlanta, or worse if you go west all the way, there is not a single city or a town where at least, I'm being very fair, at least 70% of the people are nursing a drink at this time of the day. Yes or no? Those who graduated into higher things, of course, they're in those things. I'll not go that far. At least 70%. Am I correct on the percentage? Evening only, they're not drunk in the day, they're working. Evening only, at least 70%. What's wrong with that? For me, these things are not a morality. It's like this, intoxication means, intoxicare in Latin means poison. Toxican in Greek means poison, toxon means arrow because it was referred to as the poison arrow. So essentially, intoxication means, you know what's toxic? Hello? Poisonous, intoxic. So intoxication is a way of poisoning your life. But take it in mild doses so that you don't die. Well, if that's a choice you've made, it's fine. We consume poison only because in some way we want to invite death. Whether fully, maybe we don't have the courage to fully go there, so we just want to… little bit of death. So, just to create a society where there is no intoxication, not because drink and drug has been banished, but because people are beyond that, is a tremendous thing in the world, just know this. Not because you will go to hell if you drink, not because your liver will rot, simply because you're beyond that. That is not a small thing. That means you fundamentally have begun to appreciate the value of life. Only if you immensely value life is enlightenment even a possibility. If you value death, well, people have been selling this to you for a long time, if you die, you will go to a better place. I don't know why you're not gone yet. See, if people know that when they die, they will go to a better place than this, they should be gone before I come there. Because even there, I might take up 20,000 acres. Please, if you think there's a better place, you must be gone well before me. But if you understand that if we don't create it, there shall be no heaven. First within you, then around you. To create a society, to create a group of people, we don't want to create a completely separate world. I don't believe in creating a parallel world. We'll always be part of the world, but a beauty spot on the planet, where people can live without intoxication, can be drunk without intoxication, can be stoned without stones, and exuberantly alive, even if tomorrow they're dying. This is the way of life. When I was just about to go into my first surgery, you know, I went through two in 2 months because of whatever. So I'm lying down on the table and they're working on me for my anesthesia. All these doctors, nurses, many of them been following me before and these are all young nurses and they're all around me. Actually, they need only 1 or 2, but about 8 are around me. And they're agreeing, Sadhguru. Then they're just poking me for anesthesia, I know in another 2 minutes or 3 minutes I'll be gone. So I said, when I come awake, don't smile like this. because then I will think I'm on the other side. So the doctor came in and said, "What happened? What happened?" They were all laughing loudly. For him, if they laugh loudly, all these germs or whatever will fly all over in the air. What is this happening? He's coming and screaming at them. But by then I was drowsy. I won't tell me, even if you scream, it'll all come out. But what I'm saying is, to create individual human beings who are beyond intoxication, they've not given up because of morality, they've not given up because of their rotting liver, they've not given up because it will take them to hell. They're just beyond that. They are very well, without any need for such things. This is an important human being in the coming years, believe me. Because it is already true that almost every one of us are on some kind of chemical, because to grow food, we are using chemicals. Nourishment means chemical today. Apart from that, maybe we are taking some supplements or medicines, which is again chemicals. If you breathe chemicals. It's better here. If you drink water, you drink with chemicals. You put poison literally. Hello? Chlorine is poison. No? So you drink poison, you eat poison. If you want to be peaceful, you need chemical. Mr. Jack Daniel has to visit you. If you want to be joyful, another kind. If you want to be ecstatic, another kind. Now there's a whole talk going on in social spheres and also in the social media. Lot of young people, not even in their… they're not terminally ill or something. They're all saying how you should procure your dosage of fentanyl and keep it. When time to go comes, this is the most pleasant way to die. Inject yourself with this and you will go without any trouble. They're planning this when they're 30, 40. Well, if they had that much brains, they should have planned how to live without anything. Hello? Without disease, without poison, without something, how to just exit? No, that much application to life is not there, that much appreciation of life is not there. Because those who are consciously poisoning themselves or slow poisoning themselves, obviously they don't have enough appreciation for life. Because poison means invitation to death. Am I exaggerating? What, Sadhguru, we can't even have a drink in the evening? You can have whatever you want. I'm saying, we are seeing how to create an atmosphere where people are beyond intoxication, beyond alcohol, drugs, beyond anger, jealousy, hatred, all kinds of things which are poisoning your life on a daily basis. How much poison? If you're angry, are you poisoning yourself or no? Today we can medically prove all these negative emotions that you create are literally poisoning you. Literally, we can check and show you, your bloodstream has changed in a certain way. So to come to a more conscious living, we would like to make the whole planet like this, but as I said, I have been working without political power and financial resource. Without this is how much we can do. Hope many more like this will come all over. But this will be extremely important. In another 30 to 40 years' time, this will become one of the most important places in this country and in the world. Watch this. But to create that, still there are a lot of things to happen. So what can we do? One thing is stop coming here once in 6 months. Start planning your life in a better way. When I say in a better way, see, you must first of all understand, life is a… Continuously I'm reminding, every opportunity I get, I'm saying you are mortal, you're going to die, you're going to die, you don't… I'm not wishing you death, I'm just reminding you. Because if you don't understand that, one day with deep worries on your head what to cook for tomorrow breakfast, you'll die. Don't do that. It's important to have a good breakfast, but how to pay my student loan, in that you should not die, this is horrible. But I think they're promising now they'll take off your student loan. Maybe one thing will go, but you will anyway pile up other loans, hello? So I'm saying your life should not go like that, with concerns. See, people are thinking concerns and worries and anxieties are normal. It's not normal. It is that regular life, girl. It's very irregular for any human being to be every day concerned about money, every day concerned about survival, every day how to pay my bill, every day how to survive. This is a most irregular life, this is not a regular life. If you have any sense in your head, these concerns you must settle at least by the time you're 35. How to earn my bread for the rest of my life? I want little more cream, 40. You should be done. 60, 70, you're still concerned about the same damn thing. This is because you're throwing out desires which are tangling you up all your life, but you don't seem to understand. Till the last day you want to be tangled because you're afraid you may die without a purpose. Anyway, you will die without a purpose, just know this. Because you were born without a purpose. Hello? No, Sadhguru, what about the God-given purpose? Oh. If you believe you're the direct, first-hand handiwork of God, I'm disappointed with him. You and me are just tiny little creatures in this vast cosmos, which seem to be beginningless and endless. In this, we are a tiny little speck, and you want a purpose of your own. The purpose of life is life. All life is only longing to become full-fledged, that's all. This life also is not longing for anything else, it wants to become full-fledged. But somebody messes you up early on and say, unless you earn money, you're not full-fledged. Nobody told you how much. So whole life goes in that. If your parents told you if you earn $10, you're full-fledged, you would have settled it. 100, 1,000,000, we would have settled it. They didn't tell you, you must earn enough money, they said. Enough? When is enough? Even those who are on the verge of becoming trillionaires, they feel it's not enough. So, they set you on this chase, enough, till enough happens, you must be working hard. You must understand, this life is not about work. This work is about life. Because too many people on the planet have forgotten the preeminence of life and they think something else is life. My home is life, my family is life, my work is life, my car is life, my dog is life. No, this is life. I'm not saying this body. This body is also here only to serve life, only to protect life, but there is life here. To bring that to its fullest is all there is. This is not a purpose invented by me, Every life is longing for it, you can clearly see. If you plant a seed, it is wanting to become a tree and bear fruit and flowers and fruit and everything. This is its longing to become full-fledged life. A worm, insect, human being, everybody is longing to become full-fledged. Only problem with the human being is, they know how much is full-fledged. If a cockroach grows, am I using a bad example? No, if a butterfly a cockroach is nice because it survived for so long, I believe. If a cockroach grows to 2.5 inches, it knows it is full-fledged, nothing more to do. But once you come as a human being, how much is full, you don't know. This is why the struggle. How much is actually a full human being? Shouldn't you look at it? Shouldn't you look at it? How much will be actually a full human being? You should. This is why the space. First thing is to see what it means to be full. Full means with human being, the first basic parameter you need to set is that you are not anti-life. When I say anti-life, when you're angry, you for life or against life? When you're miserable, are you for life or against life? When you start hanging yourself to the ceiling, are you for life or against life? When you start poisoning yourself, either slow or full-on, are you for life or against life? This is all. Just see on a daily basis from morning to evening, how many times you have turned against yourself. Forget about other people, just this life, how many times are you poking it? So, we want to create a space where there is no need for you to poke yourself. This doesn't mean this is the best place in the universe. No, we can create the best possible place. There is no the best place. That only religious people can promise to you. But their descriptions, if you look at it, what is there in heaven? Doesn't look like even an attractive place to me to go. You looking for 72? Huh? No. Doesn't seem attractive for most people unless you're in a certain framework of mind. Rivers flow with wine. You want to drown in wine? You drank a little bit, that itself I'm telling you, you're poisoning yourself. Now you want to drown in a river of wine? No, you must understand, life is a collective thing, but an individual expression. But if you do not find that individual expression, you will never know the rooting of life into everything. Right now, a swan is gliding smoothly across the water. You will praise the swan. You don't understand, it's the buoyancy of the water which makes the swan glide like that. A glorious flight of the eagle, you will think it's so fantastic, the eagle. It is the invisible air which is giving it the lift. Hello? Similarly, you may have full of muscles like this, you may be beautiful either because of for whatever reasons, but essentially all this is good because there is life throbbing, huh? If you pull out this one life, how beautiful will you look? How strong will you look? Of course you'll be stiff. Nothing matters, isn't it? That's the only thing that you have. That is the only thing, that's the only value in the existence is life. When I say life, You're thinking life, my office, my family, my dog, my… No, these are all accessories of life. Do not misunderstand the accessories of life, of home, family, work, this, that, body, psychological framework, these are all accessories of life for life to find expression. Do not misunderstand the accessories as life. This is called Maya. Once you're lost in this, once you're entangled in this, it'll go on and everybody around you will support it and encourage it. In case you're not getting entangled, they will make sure you're entangled. Oh, you have a mother or a mother-in-law at home, she's telling you, what, you have only one child? You must have at least another 3. Because they want to make sure you're… They're all conditioned as agents of entanglement. They have no bad intentions against you. That's how they understand life. That's all they have known, and that's all they wish for everybody. You just turn around and ask your mother or mother-in-law or father or anybody, okay, you're asking me to do all this. You've done all this. Are you bursting with joy? You don't even have to ask that question, look at their face and you know. You look at their face and you know, isn't it? Question is not needed. Why simply embarrass them? Because they have lived within their limitations, they have done their best for you, we appreciate that. In gratitude, we'll look at them. If it's possible to help them, we can, but if they're beyond help, but you, once you know there is something beyond your physical nature, once you know there is something beyond just physical aspects of life, if you don't wake up to it, if you don't plan your life around it, then life will have its ways. This is not my wish, but it's like that. You had a glimpse, but you didn't go for it, then system will work in a certain way. For most of you, through these simple processes like bhava, spandana, samyama, you had a glimpse. At that time you thought, Sadhguru, this is it, I'm full on, I'm coming. Now you're coming in once in 6 months, now you're asking, what is the purpose of Sadhguru, all this city, yogic city you're creating? Because I thought if the glimpse has ignited you, we want to make the real show full on for you in your life, that you live it. You live that way. So anyway, for those of you, and of course children are coming and also to attract various other people, you know, a golf course is coming up. It's a fine course, 18-hole course. It'll be very good, designed by me. You better learn to hit a ball at least, man. Sitting ball, all right? And at least nearly 350 to 370 homes will come around that. If you want to have… even if you don't play, you want to have a view of the golf course and wait for a ball to come and hit in your third eye. Hey, it can happen in so many ways. When somebody shanks the ball, it can come and we don't know in which way it'll come, we must be open to everything, you know. And there is a school coming up and there are other things like they want to create the longest zip line in America for you to dive, and trekking trails, mountain biking trails, and various other things. We can send you an email on that if you want. And various things to draw people so that they can… there is a sports center coming up of tennis, this, that, whatever else, for local people to participate and also children to come and spend time in summers and other things to train for specific sports. All this coming up and you must participate. As I said, I don't have any political power nor any great financial resource. All I have is 1,000,000 hands. Yours, I'm saying. This is the problem with me. whether you like it or don't like it. I made you mine. I didn't ask your permission, I just made you mine. So, so naturally I expect you also slog like me. There are many things to be done. Please let's know in what way you like to participate. And above all, please plan your life in a sensible manner, not endless concerns. That's not the way. Consciousness, not concern, is the way to live. That's what this place is dedicated for. Part of the conscious planet movement, that we create a conscious city. This doesn't mean everybody here is going to be perfect, but they will be striving. That's all that matters to me. I don't care whether you're perfect or not, but you're striving to be better, that's all. I think the time is up, it's 8 o'clock, I was supposed to close. Is there questions? There's one more question, we'll close because I think it's webcast and they have some issue at 8 o'clock.
Namaskaram Sadhguru. Here's another question from someone online, specifically asking about enlightenment. You spoke about different levels of realization and enlightenment. How far can a regular human like me go? Is there an individual limit for each of us as to how much we can grow in this lifetime? And why aren't we naturally born enlightened?
Oh. See, enlightenment is not an achievement. Let's first get that straight. It's not an achievement. It's a homecoming. Because you throw your desires out there, you're running away. If you stop throwing that, life will come home, because that's where it is. It's not about getting somewhere, it is about losing the need to get somewhere. You don't have any need to go anywhere, to become anything, you just sit here, everything is fine. But at the same time, you're involved and dynamic. You're not lazy, you're not arriving at a philosophy because you're lethargic. No, you're full of life, but you have no personal need to go anywhere. If you have to go to Timbuktu, you will go there. If you have to go to another planet, you will go there if there is something to do. But you have no personal need to go anywhere. Why this need has come is, as I told you in the very beginning, another regular person asked this question. So, it doesn't matter where you are, what kind of activity you are in, the concern, the bother of you're not being fulfilled is always there with you. You found a new job, like that. You got married, full of dancing, 3 days later, not necessary, I'm not trying to make everything negative. Everything is like this. You got there and you thought this is it, and then after some time you find still there are concerns of being fulfilled. Always people keep telling you the next thing will fulfill you, the next thing will fulfill you. It goes on. But once you've thrown this, these things come looking for you. Once you've thrown out one desire, they understand this guy is in the trap. They keep throwing so many things from all over. You can call it the marketing mechanism in the world, your parents, your friends, your wife, your husband, your children, All kinds of people keep drawing into more and more things. Well, it's very important for the market economy, you should do more and more, buy more and more, take more and more loans. The interest rate has gone down, you can take more loans. Somebody had a baby? Snake, it's okay, it's only a baby, lots of them are here, sit down, it's okay. Nothing, they won't do nothing to you. A baby means, ladies, what you must do, take him in your hand and it's a baby. There are plenty of them, this is the season, so they're okay. Don't think they're intruding into the darshan. No, it is their place, we are sitting on top of them. So once you throw out one stone, they come looking for you. This happened, that two schoolboys went camping and then they found… they were not very well equipped and they found mosquitoes and mosquitoes biting. They tried to cover themselves and sleep, but mosquitoes kept biting them here, there, everywhere, you know how mosquitoes are? You cover your feet, they'll bite your cheek, if you cover your cheeks, they bite your feet. You had that experience. So, they were struggling. And then after some time, unable to manage this, they opened their eyes and looked around. Then they saw some fireflies. Then one guy said, we better give up. Now they've come with torches looking for us. This is how it is, this is called credit rating. Once you do one thing, they will try to spike you from every side. So having enough sense, how much time, how much energy, how much interest do I have in these things to engage myself? I'm not telling you only this much or that much, but you must make a judgment according to your requirement. You should not do like somebody else, according to your requirement. Even to arrive at this, you must be little away from everything for some time. If you come here and do 1 week of sadhana, we'll give you some special sadhana for each one of you. You sit here 1 week, silent, still. When you're very still and clear in your head, no any kind of compulsions, make a decision how much is needed in your life. Go by that. You don't have to go by my ways of doing things. By your way. Right now you're not going your way. You're just being driven just by anybody and everybody. Commercial agencies are driving you. That's not fair. Hello? Commercial agencies are deciding what you should do, what you should not do, how much loan you should take, all this. No, you decide how much is needed for you. Don't be in competition with somebody, because that's not the way life works. Life is about consciousness, not about concerns, not about competition, not about coercing yourself or somebody else to do something. Life is about being conscious. Only if you're conscious, we can label you, the regular lady, as a human being. Otherwise, you are a human creature, driven by compulsions. So, wonderful to have all of you here, but there was also that part of that question, what is enlightenment, how, whatever. Let me read a little poem for you. This is called Salt Doll. You might have read this before, probably. Salt Doll. In search of truth, did I go back and forth, wandered through mountains, bathed in rivers sacred with the pious, whichever way the blind pointed, with hope and zest me travelled. Every which way I smell the scent, but round and round is all I went. Wasted lives to know the one who is not, but the feverish pitch of seeking would cease not. What does it take to fathom the ocean Even fish or whale is clueless of the ocean. It is only the salt that can be ocean. A salt doll I became, just a plunge made me the ocean. So I'm not prejudiced against women. You know that or no? Yes. If you know that only I will speak, otherwise I'll… Yes. In this process, in the very beginning we were talking about how even a fetus anchors you in such a way that you are helplessly… It's not a choice anymore. So in that process, a woman is a lot more anchored to her physicality than a man. Because without that, probably our mothers would have thrown us out of the window. Only because of that anchor, that no matter what we did, it carried on. You were quite terrible, huh? But still she did all that because she was also helpless, connected, beyond conscious wish, connected. So, that is fine, that is the structure of life. But you shouldn't get into that pattern, you must know when to work yourself out of that, particularly women. Because you can go on endlessly with the same concerns to the last breath. This unfortunately is true with a large segment of women. Not that men are all enlightened something, I'm just saying there is a little biological factor which makes you like that, always little concerned about your body, always little concerned about your physiological framework. So you have to be little more on sadhana than men. Because biology takes little more tearing to release you. It won't release you so easily, it has a grip on you in a certain way. This is natural process, it's not your mistake. It's a natural process to see that the race perpetuates, the species perpetuates. I must tell you this because on this day it's important. When in 1996, November, December, that time, the time that Viji had fixed for herself is coming close. I'm trying to play the woman's role and tell her, you still have a child, 7-year-old, I'm okay, but the girl, she's only 7. Not yet 7 at that time, few months short of 7. You can postpone it. I will support you, some other time you can do it, not now, the girl is only 7. Then she said, it's way beyond her normal wisdom. She said, see, as a mother, everything that I can do, I have done for her as a little girl, as a child. But what I see is, now she's only 7, but I see the way she is, her intelligence, her way she's moving around with you. I know there is nothing more I can add. I've given her love, I've given her comfort, I absolutely love her, but I see that I don't think I can contribute anything more to her. Only thing I will do is trying to entangle her with me. I just bowed down to her. I said, this is too much wisdom. This is too much for a woman with a 7-year-old girl to say. Then I said, I have no argument for this. Well, I'm just saying, there have been many great women, probably in these parts of the world, that kind of thing was not encouraged, or if they were there, they never came to light. I'm sure they were there, but they never came to light because they were suppressed or they were obscure. But in the East, there are many thousands of women in the past who rose as great sages and saints, different in their way of operation, but they rose, nobody could stop them because the culture allowed it, the society allowed it. I think today all societies in the world largely except unfortunately a few, which you are not a part of anyway, this is the time. This is the time for the woman to rise in such a way, because it's unfortunate that we have put them in competition with men. I can also grow muscles. Arey, this is not the area in which you should compete. Men will say, wow, muscles, they look at you up and down. Behind your back, this because they know what muscle is, please understand this. Doesn't matter how much muscle you build, they will be laughing behind you. That is not the way to compete. Physical bodies are different, what's wrong with that? What is wrong in male and female bodies being different? That's the way it should be. But this is why spirituality is important, because in this domain, there is no male-female. When we say body, there is female and male. When we say spirit, there is no male-female. This is where you must compete. This is where you must rise. This is where you must reach your fullness, so that in today's world, you cannot be obscure, you will be visible. If wisdom arises within you, you will be visible, nobody can stop you anymore. Those days are gone. So you are in that privileged generation of women. Probably I would say this is the very first generation where there is such a privilege that if you rise in your consciousness, you will immediately be recognized, which was not so for thousands of years, not been so. This is the first time it's so. Make the best out of it. Thank you very much. Wait. A conscious city, can you hear me? A conscious city as a spiritual possibility. I think its time is overdue. It needs to happen in the world. This is just a small beginning, and every one of you, in what ways you can participate. I don't believe in imposing anything on anybody, but if you think it's precious, if you think it's valuable for humanity, you do what you can, and each one of you, I think they can send you an email ID where you can write and say in what ways you will participate so that we know how to reach out to you, okay? It is according to your willingness, it can't be done by force. But if we do not create such spaces, I want you to take a walk in downtown San Francisco. No, don't laugh, it'll come everywhere. It'll come everywhere because you are misunderstanding the power of chemicals. You're misjudging the power of chemicals. Once they enter, this is how it will be. Human beings will be turned into rags. So, let's not turn this country into that, and in turn in the world into that thing, that human beings live like rags, dirty rags on the street. If that needs to happen, we must show, your faces should display that living consciously is a far bigger kick than any intoxicant. You must be my billboard. If people see you, they must ask, what are you on? That's how you should live. That is the basis of… He is already convicted by you. Does he need to be convinced also? You don't convince a prisoner, all right? So, it's important, this needs to be done at this time. This is not about in counter to something negative happening. It's important that generation of people are absolutely for life, that we don't turn against life within ourselves by thinking something else is better than life. There is nothing else better than life. And life does not mean food, life does not mean physical pleasures, life does not mean this and that. Life means allowing this to flower, allowing this to overflow in exuberance. This must happen. This must happen. In our generation, we must see that it happens to maximum number of people, because as individuals and societies and the world gets empowered with tremendous possibilities, if there is no human beings with sense, if there is no human beings with a deep commitment to the well-being of life, all these technologies, all these great possibilities will only turn against human beings. Yes. We have that responsibility as a generation who is enjoying maximum amount of technological benefits. We also have the responsibility to create the most responsible and stable generation of people. Otherwise, these same tools which are making our lives will take away our lives. Let's make it happen.
या घट भीतर बाग बगीचे, याही में सिर
Shunde